Hi, and welcome to episode 20 of C3 Crystals, Cauldrons, and Cocktails. I'm Wren,
And I'm River.
and today we are going to talk about crystals. Yes, another episode on crystals.
Yes, we actually had a request from Ella on Instagram,
Mhm,
and she wanted us specifically to talk about moss agate. So we will. And
mhm.
she actually sent some pictures of hers that are just absolutely beautiful. So hello, Ella. We're going to talk about moss agate today.
Yes,
But
yes.
first, we have to tell everybody what we're drinking. We are attempting to experiment with our cocktails because we told you all we want to do a cocktail recipe book.
Mhm.
So today's drink is called the Blessed Bee, and it is with cucumbers, mint, vodka, lime, orange, and honey. Now, mint draws wealth, it lures love, it keeps out evil, and it enhances overall well-being. Cucumbers, because this fruit is so hydrating, it's great for beauty spells that work from the inside out. So we're doing a little bit of beauty on the inside.
Mhm.
Honey can be used with things involving love, lust, or sexuality, and also healing. So
Mhm.
we've mixed all these things together, and we're going to still be tweaking them. I think it's pretty good.
It's
Um,
it's good. I
yeah,
would say yes, it's good. It's
but
very good.
we will tweak. I'm looking forward to when we can be back together again, and actually we're going to get sloshed trying to make all these
Yeah.
different cocktails. It's going to be so fun.
Yes.
But today's drink is the Blessed Bee, so we're
Mhm.
excited. Let us know if you like the idea of us doing a cocktail book.
Yes.
Okay, so as we said before, crystals can be used in all kinds of ways in witchcraft. There are so many of them out there that Wren and I are just going to talk about a few more this week.
Mhm.
And of course, moss agate for Ella.
Yes.
So do you want me to start with that one?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so moss agate. Moss agate is what's known as a semi-precious gemstone. It's formed from silicon dioxide and is a form of, I never can pronounce this right, chalcedony. That's it. It's not spelled that way, so I stumble over it all the time. So
I actually think I have that word later on, and I actually Googled how to pronounce it, and I'm still going to mess it up.
I did too. I Googled how to pronounce it, and I even wrote down how to say it, and I still stumbled over it.
Yeah, chalcedony.
Chalcedony, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and it includes minerals that are green in color embedded in the stone. So this particular stone gets its name from the green specks that are within it, which all resemble elements of nature. These colors are formed due to trace elements of metal present as impurities like iron or chrome. And the majority of moss agate is found as fragments of weathered volcanic rocks, which I had no idea.
Oh.
Yeah. And one of its properties is that it is a fairly hard stone. It's that on that Mohs scale that we talked about before, it's a 7. So that's fairly hard. And so it says that if you have moss agate, you want to keep it away from your other stones because it could scratch them depending on how hard or soft they are.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So the history, it's a kind of an interesting little stone. For the Greek people, it was good to wear moss agate to attract favors from the gods.
Mm-hmm.
In the Middle Ages, gardeners would hang one of these stones on their garden on a stick or a tree so that they would have better harvests. In Arabia, agates were appreciated a lot and were used as eyes and representations of their gods, like statues and stuff. Did you know that they put them in Egyptian mummies for their eyeballs?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, they used the moss agate because it had a realistic look, and they put them in mummy eyeballs.
Oh my gosh, I will never think of a mummy the same way again.
I found that fascinating. In ancient Greece, they thought that it fought against dehydration, which makes sense because they would hang it in their gardens and things. Ancient Greeks and Romans said it favored the abundance at harvest time. Muslims used it as an elixir that was used to treat mental disorders and delusions.
Oh.
The Persians, Arabians, and other nations from the Orient used the agate mainly in rings signet rings set in silver on which they had things engraved. Sometimes it was a Quranic verse or the name of the stone owner. Sometimes they had special magic symbols or formulas that were meant to protect their owner engraved on them. It was supposed to protect them from things like scorpion stings. Scorpion stings, thirst, pneumonia. And it was also supposed to improve eyesight.
Oh, I feel like that's a very like broad spectrum of things.
And I was like, is that why they put them in mummies' eyeballs? Was for the eyesight? I don't know.
I don't know. Well, there is like a deeper meaning behind mummification.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe.
Yeah, maybe it was meant for them to be able to see in the next world or whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
Huh. For the Islam, agates were precious stones. And according to the tradition, an agate ring would protect its wearer from prejudices and give him a long life.
Oh.
Native Americans are said to have believed that moss agate had the power of changing the weather, and they would use those stones in rituals to, the rain dance type rituals to help bring the rain. This stone is also linked to midwives, that they would traditionally wear a moss agate to give courage to the woman who was giving birth and to help reduce her pain. Supposedly you put it on her belly while she's in labor and it helps reduce the labor pain.
Well, I'll have moss agate when I have a child at some point.
Oh, girl, just, from experience, you're just going to take the drugs. Forget the moss agate. Take the drugs, I promise. It is considered the most powerful agate of all the different agates that are out there. The
Really?
moss agate is, yeah.
Wow.
It is often used as an amulet. And in the past, warriors wore them to protect against accidents and things, which I found interesting.
What kind of accidents?
I don't know. Yeah, because I was expecting it to say, in battle and that kind of thing. And it was like against accidents. And I'm like, what? They trip over their feet on the battlefield?
I feel like
what?
I would do that if I were one of those warriors. So I guess that's something I would need with me.
Well, if it helps against klutziness, sign me up. For real. The name agate comes from Latin, which actually comes from the Greek word designating the river, which was called Achades or Cades, which was in Sicily, which is where this mineral was found. And it said that the first stone was found in this river by ancient Greeks in 300 BC. And it was used in stone carvings as a warrior stone to protect and give strength to its bearers. In Crete, the largest island in Greece, agate carvings were discovered from the Bronze Age. So it goes way back there, which, it makes sense. It's the earth, and the earth is a cajillion years old. So objects in agate have been found from the Neolithic era, which it's been a long time since I've studied that. So I'm not quite sure what time period that is. So we'll just move on. Sumerians are thought to have maybe been the first ones to use agate to make seals, necklaces, signet rings, and other jewelry sets. They often wore these around their necks and wrists to protect from curses threatening newborn children.
Oh, what kind of curses?
From a goddess, it said.
Oh.
Like, did this goddess go around cursing newborn children?
Well, I've heard of stories of like goddesses or I guess like ghosts cursing like people's babies and everything because they weren't able to have their own. So maybe that's something like this. I'm not saying that it is, but what if it's something like that? Maybe
that would make sense. And then in the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Garden of the Gods had dewdrops that were made of agates, which I thought was interesting. And then they became very popular in the past. So there was this famous collection of 4,000 agate bowls.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was accumulated by the king of Pontus, which don't know what that is. His name was Mithridates.
Okay.
Cups of agate were also very trendy during the Byzantine era.
And, oh my gosh, that would be so cool to drink out of. Like, just imagine.
Right.
And those things have to be beautiful.
I bet they are gorgeous. Just looking at Ella's stones that the crystals that she had. Can you imagine a cup being made or a goblet being made out of something like that? It'd be just gorgeous.
I know. I would drink out of it every day.
Let's see. Some of those cups became quite famous, and they're in museums all over Europe right now.
Ooh.
And the Celts associated it with Caradwen, the goddess of death and fertility. Mm-hmm. In ancient China, it was believed that agate came from the brain of a fossilized horse.
Ooh.
And it was also said that it came from during the era of the Yellow Emperor, which was 2500 to 2600 BC. They thought it came from the recrystallization of spilled blood during that time frame.
Wow.
And agate was highly revered, at least since the Han Dynasty of East China, 25 to 220 BC, where its tints of red were extremely appreciated.
Wow.
So yeah, fascinating. I didn't know any of this stuff.
Yeah.
So metaphysical properties and meanings, and there's a lot of discrepancy out there. So the first website I found said that it is associated with the heart chakra, that its zodiac sign is Virgo, that the planet is the moon, the element is the earth, and the vibration is number 1. And typical colors are, of course, green, blue, red, yellow, and brown. And I was like, okay, cool. That makes sense. So I wrote that down. And then the next website I came to said that the planet is Mercury and Earth. The zodiac is Gemini. It agrees that the element is Earth. The gender is female. Its powers are wealth and abundance, protection, love, physical and emotional healing, fertility, conception, and birth. Its energy is wood. The chakra is the heart chakra. So it did agree with that. So it agreed with the earth element and the heart chakra, and that it is associated with Caradwen, Aurora, Bonadea, Gaia, and Naya, those deities. So there are some discrepancies. So, do your own research and figure out what you learn from using it and how you think it is. It's supposed to be associated with longevity and prosperity. As a heart chakra stone, you will always find moss agate useful in cleansing and repairing your heart chakra. It said that it is a favored crystal for helping you find true love. And it is a stone of calming and self-love, which it teaches you to care for yourself, which is really important if you want others to care for you too. You got to love yourself first. So I broke down some of these associations. So tranquility is one of its associations. And one of its meanings is that it encourages a sense of tranquility and emotional balance. It's said to be extremely helpful to those experience a strong sense of aggression or any other overwhelming emotions. It can bring calm and draw us closer to nature. It makes us feel more patient when we need to disconnect from the chaos and the bustle of the modern world. It provides a calming influence, improves perception and concentration, and helps to increase one's analytical talents. Its healing associations, it's supposed to heal, it's anti-inflammatory. It cleanses the circulatory system. It prevents dehydration, which I thought was really interesting because in the past, that was what, the ancients thought that it was good for, was preventing dehydration. It lowers fevers, treats colds, flus, and infections, treats fungal and skin infections. It helps midwives, of course, in motivating a smooth delivery and lessening the pain. It is believed to prevent insomnia and ensure pleasant dreams, to enhance one's personal courage and protect one against danger.
Oh, so could you put one, you could probably put one under your mattress or under your pillow for nightmares and insomnia and stuff like that?
I think so. It's purported to have the power to cure poison, especially from bites and stings, soothe the mind, prevent spread of disease, calm rough weather, promote eloquence, which obviously I need some right now, help ensure the goodwill of others, and grant victory. And so just like you said, if you place it on the head of a sleeper, it induces fantastic dreams. It can be used in charms for love, mental clarity, good luck, and in card games. So I guess gamblers out there put some in their pockets. It also means new beginnings, which kind of makes sense because the midwives are bringing new life, and they use it in their practice of helping the birth process go smoother. So that kind of makes sense. People often wear this gemstone when meeting new people. It's supposed to foster a sense of connection and help build a solid foundation for friendship, which I thought was really cool. And it encourages fertility if you're wanting to start a family. So not only will it help you conceive, but then it will help you throughout the pregnancy and during the birth process. Now, we do need to say we aren't doctors. We don't know this is just what I found through my research. We're certainly not saying don't go to a doctor to have your baby and just put moss agate all around yourself, but if it helps, why not,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Abundance. Moss agate can be used in spell work for financial gain. It is the perfect crystal to transform into a talisman for helping to gain wealth. It has a warrior energy, which I wonder if Ella feels that in hers, that warrior energy. So if you need the strength to get through something, use your moss agate or, meditate with it, or have one that's an amulet to protect and energize your courage and your war spirit, whatever you're fighting for. It is believed to discern the truth. It is a powerful emotional healer. Legend says that it improves memory and concentration. So obviously I need to go buy some really quickly. Increases stamina and encourages honesty. It is said to be particularly beneficial to people who are born under the sign of Gemini. It is the stone for the 12th and 14th anniversaries. It is the unofficial birthstone for May and June. And it is associated with Gemini, Taurus, Virgo, Libra, Capricorn, and also the planet Mercury. So that's what I've got on moss agate. I hope that was something that Ella enjoyed. I hope that I got a lot of that good information out there.
I enjoyed a lot of that.
Yeah, a lot of stuff I didn't know.
Yeah.
And it is a really pretty gem. Nice crystal.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Well, what's your first gem?
So I picked citrine.
Okay. That one's yellow?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And I actually have a whole ton. But now that I've done my research, I'm like, and I'll tell you why.
Okay. Oh, dear.
So
okay.
citrine is a stone of abundance, positivity, prosperity. It invites success and money. It also helps raise self-esteem and is good for the heart, kidney, livers, and muscles.
We're going to need some of that for our liver with all these drinks we're making.
Yes. Let's just go to a crystal store and just buy all of the citrine.
I like that idea.
It is a crystal quartz that is also in conjunction with feng shui, which I thought was really cool because I'm all about my feng shui.
You love your feng shui.
So I thought that was really cool. And no wonder why I love this crystal so much. Citrine so go ahead.
I was going to say, plus one of your favorite colors is yellow. So I'm not surprised.
Love yellow. Yeah. I love yellow. And it's actually the kind of yellow that I like. I don't like the bright yellow. I like the more like dark mustardy yellows.
Yeah. You like the hippie yellow.
Yeah.
That's what I call it.
Hippie yellow. Good to know. So citrine is different in that it puts out energy rather than absorbs it.
Oh.
So it helps balance and calm like everything around you and what you're feeling. And it puts out like positivity rather than absorbs your negativity.
Interesting. Okay.
Natural citrine, and this is why I said, is rare.
Oh.
The most citrine that you see is actually amethyst, which is, it's the same thing. I'll go more in detail. Amethyst that has been heated to alter its color to me, which is sad because when I bought my citrine, I really thought I had citrine, but doing more research, I think I just have different color amethyst, but I'll go more into detail a little bit.
That is fascinating. I mean, we talked about amethyst in one of our crystal shows already.
Mhm.
And I mean, I love amethyst. I didn't know that they could change the color that way. That's interesting. Okay,
Mhm.
go ahead.
So there are several types of citrines. There is natural citrine, hand-treated citrine, which is the heated amethyst.
Amethyst. Okay.
There's smoky citrine and citrine spirit quartz.
Those sound fun. What are they?
So natural citrine has colors of yellow and orange and brown, and it's very hard to find. And it's probably the most expensive version, which this one's the most real citrine that you can have.
Okay.
And what I think it looks like is like quartz. It looks like quartz, but with like yellows and stuff in it.
Okay.
Like it's absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
And then heat treated citrine or hand treated citrine, it's both the same, is amethyst, which is purple. It's a purple type of quartz. So it's the same family of quartz. It's all quartz. But when heated, the purple transforms into shades of yellow, orange, and brown, which can be passed on as citrine.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what made someone say, let's heat up the amethyst today. And, I mean, why?
Yeah, I have no idea, but it does make it so that it's cheaper. And so more people can have it. There's supply and demand for citrine, where natural citrine is very rare. So you don't have that supply and demand. So they had to come up with something else.
Okay. All right.
So smoky citrine is a variation. It's smoky quartz, which I didn't know. Which citrine is quartz, so it just makes sense that smoky quartz. This one is helpful when it comes to working through spiritual matters. It can help like a block that you have, like writer's block, but witch block.
Yeah, witch block.
Yeah.
It's like sunblock for witches.
Yeah.
I
thought about that. Yeah. And it's kind of like a grounding citrine, right?
Okay. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I like smoky quartz.
Yeah. I love smoky quartz. And then spirit citrine quartz is like spirit quartz with citrine colors. And it has the like cleanse energies to it. So it helps bring forth forgiveness toward yourself or others. And it can attract good things towards you.
Okay.
So properties of citrine is that the colors are yellow, orange, and brown.
Okay.
And I personally think that it's like a mixture of those colors, like the colors that I usually see. It's like a mixture of those. Like it's not a dark brown, but it's not like a bright yellow. It's just like if you tone all of these a different way, they're all like the same color, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. Kind of like the Dijon mustard.
Yeah.
Color. Yeah.
And then, and so the chakra that it associates it is all of them, but especially the solar plexus, but it's very strong towards all chakras.
Okay.
It vibrates to the number 6, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
The planet that it's associated to is the sun, which in my opinion is not a planet.
Our little science person there. Yeah.
But I will take it. It's associated with the sun.
Okay.
And the zodiacs, which I think is very funny because I tend to draw myself towards Libra stones. And this one is a Libra stone. So I did not know that when I started researching it, that it was Libra.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But it's Libra, Aries, Gemini, and Leo.
Okay.
And then the elements are fire and earth.
Okay.
And the origins are very fuzzy. So it's a little bit of, I don't want to say everywhere. It's a little bit towards Europe, Asia area. So it's Brazil, which is not in that area. It's Southern Hemisphere.
Right.
But it's mostly in France, Russia, the UK, all that area over there. But you do have some in Brazil.
So you can't just go out hiking and find it because it's too rare for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I also had like a fun, like little category. When wearing citrine, it can help bring a bright and sunny tone to your day.
Nice.
When you wear it, it can also remind you of the intent as to why you're wearing it. It will help bring that prosperity or abundance to your life when you if you need it and you look down at, like, let's say you have a bracelet and you're like, oh yeah, I really was hoping to have this today or have a good day today and, have positivity in my day today. And then like, that'll remind you, oh yeah, I should be a little bit more positive today. Cause I do have days where I'm like, oh, I want to burn everything around me. But then sometimes I'm like, okay, you're not like that. You can just, like, Wren, you're a nice person.
Right.
You don't want to be rude or mean just because you're having a bad day. So I feel like that's something like citrine would do.
I think so. You need some citrine rings or bracelets or something.
Yeah, something.
Take a deep breath, Wren.
Yeah.
Look at the jewelry. All is good. Yeah.
Yes, I'm a good person. I don't want to burn everything around me.
I am not going to punch this person in the face. Okay. Well, neat.
So that's all that I have on citrine.
Okay. I didn't know anything about it other than that it was yellow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my next one is onyx. I was feeling, black like my soul. So I decided to do onyx. And it is also a variety of chalcedony. Chalcedony?
Close enough.
It's right in front of me and I still can't say it right. Its colors are black, white banded in the black. There are varieties that may show red, brown, yellow, and blue layers. Mm-hmm. Solid black onyx may also occur, but a lot of them are actually dyed to be black.
Wow.
This one is also a hardness of 7 on that Mohs scale that I was talking about. Mm-hmm. It is a microcrystalline quartz. Onyxes have very straight, nearly parallel bands and layers of color, which allow skilled gem carvers to carve away. So, those cameos? Do you know what a cameo is?
No.
Where the pendant or the necklace where the faces look like they're done in ivory and it's a black background, it's
yes.
a cameo. And those cameos are actually made out of onyx, and the carving is done to bring out the white layer within that cameo. So it's actually, I thought it was ivory or something on top of a black stone, but it's not. Mm-hmm. It's all that one stone, which is fascinating to me.
That is fascinating.
Yeah. So those are all onyx, and they have, the pink ones and all kinds of things. So it comes from the Greek word onyx, O-N-U-X, as opposed to O-N-Y-X, meaning fingernail. And let me tell you why.
Okay, great.
So according to Roman mythology, Cupid, sneaky little devil, used the tip of his enchanted arrows to clip the fingernails off the goddess Venus while she slept. And since she is immortal, the fingernail clippings fell into the river, and the fates transformed these fingernail clippings into stone. And that stone is what we know as onyx today.
Oh, wow.
Right?
That's so fun.
I love that. I can just see Cupid sneaking up with his little pew, pew arrow, pew, pew. And he's using the little arrow to clip off her fingernails. I think that's adorable. Okay. So it's history. It has been used for thousands of years. It has a long history in all kinds of different civilizations. In 3000 BC, it was used to make pottery and other utensils. The ancient Greeks and Romans used onyx for jewelry, amulets, and carving materials. Some of them are artificially dyed and other stones are dyed even to look like onyx because people wanted to have it look like onyx. And the methods that were used all of those years ago, Pliny the Elder, which was from Greek and Roman times, they use the same method today to do this.
Really?
Yeah. So you would boil this stone with sugar and then soak it in hydrochloric acid. Another technique was heating it and then soaking it in nitric acid to remove all the impurities. And that's still what is done today. The onyx is soaked in sugar water and then placed in a strong acid to boil. After boiling for 2 hours, the acid eats away all the sugar and water, leaving pure black carbon. And then they apply cobalt dye to it to make it that really rich black.
Wow.
Yeah. So the things that they did all those years ago are still done today.
Are still done today. That's crazy.
Now, onyx kind of has a bad reputation. Its symbolism is replete with connotations to bad luck.
Mm.
So in Arabic, black onyx is known as el jaza, which means sadness.
Mm-hmm.
A manuscript from 1875 notes that in China, slaves and menial servants had to mine onyx, and nobody was willing to touch this gem for fear of having bad dreams, misfortune, loss of energy. And the merchants weren't allowed to sell onyx in China, so they had to bring it west and sell it over here.
Oh.
Or in Europe at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe in the United States by then too. But yeah, and I'm just wondering, okay, so I wonder what those mines looked like. Maybe it wasn't the gem itself that gave them the bad dreams and the loss of energy. Maybe it was working in those freaking mines.
Probably, maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe. Wiser mystics and alchemists knew that it resided not so much in the stone itself, but in the user's mind.
Mm-hmm.
But they had no doubt that the onyx had depressing qualities. But it didn't depress you emotionally. It depressed you sexually.
Oh.
In 1560, a noted mathematician and astrologer, Girolamo Cardano, wrote that in India, onyx was used to cool love's ardor. So basically, it took away your sexual drive.
Oh, spicy, but not. That's the opposite of
opposite
spicy.
of spicy. Other writers on gems and mysticism have also noted the same quality. Scott Cunningham describes onyx as useful for temporarily dampening the sex drive or containing energy of any kind.
Oh.
Onyx energy could be from a spirit because onyx stones have long been associated with capturing demons or imps, and you imprison them in the onyx.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah. So at one time, onyx was thought to be used to imprison demons that would come out at night and encourage nightmares. So they would put them into this, they would trap them into this onyx.
Oh.
Mineralogist George Kuntz noted that the Bagai tribe of Myanmar kept spirit statues of stone in their homes, and they would feed these spirits offerings of blood to sate them and keep them from feeding on their families. And they carved some of these statues out of onyx.
Oh.
And then fed them their blood as offerings.
What? Blood? Like their blood or like somebody else's blood?
Probably. I don't know. I hadn't thought it was somebody else's, but
I feel like sacrifice.
Maybe. Onyx has been thought to bring powers of protection, defense, and magic. And then also, of course, that reduced sexual desire, which that's not just a bad reputation. To me, that's terrible. It has also been thought to reinforce the knowledge that there is no death, aiding in the understanding of the wheel of birth, death, and rebirth. And it brings about the knowledge that separation is an illusion and reunion will come, that whole death cycle thing. Mm-hmm. It aids psychic contact with those who have died. It facilitates seances and mediumship. So mediums often use onyx. It helps bring messages from the dead. It aids in past life and between lives regression work, and it helps future life progressions and prevents and removes spirit possessions, which I guess so. If you could trap demons in it, then maybe that would help. Mm-hmm. So metaphysical properties and meanings, it is the root chakra that it's aligned with. Mm-hmm. The element is earth. The flowers and plants it's associated with are blackthorn blossom, edelweiss, and flowering ivy. The herbs are basically incenses, aloe vera, ambergris, and cypress, and patchouli. Mm-hmm. The planet is Saturn, and the zodiac is Capricorn.
Oh.
Yeah. It is a strong protection stone that absorbs and transforms negative energy, which I wonder if that's why it has such a bad rap, because it does absorb So it's a stone that carries all this bad energy with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's often a gift of choice for those celebrating their 7th wedding anniversary. And I was like, is that because one of the partners is ready for the other one to just, slow down? Maybe they need their ardor cooled a little bit. That 7-year, calm yourself.
Maybe.
Probably not. Onyx is a stone that offers up powerful vibrations of protection, strength, focus, and willpower. This stone is here to continually push you forward in life. By activating your root, solar plexus, and third eye chakras, you will fully be able to ground yourself to the earth. Not only will onyx give you a jolt of energy to get up and start pursuing your dreams, but it will also protect you on your journey to pursue your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Simply carrying this stone or wearing onyx daily will provide a shield around your aura. It will refuse to allow negative energy to attach itself to you, which I thought was nice.
Mm-hmm.
It protects nocturnal animals. Children might like this stone. It is good for the environment. It helps fight against factory pollution and chemical spillage. I'm not quite sure how. It is good for inner ear problems, as well as balance, motor, and sensory systems.
Mm-hmm.
It will help you to concentrate if you're easily distracted. Me. Protection. You use it for protection after dark. You wear or carry an onyx as a personal amulet of protection to keep your senses keen, your instincts sharp, whether traversing a desolate street at night, fighting fears associated with bullying or terrorism, or as a protective shield against psychic endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
It can be used for astral traveling and repelling negativity. At work, black onyx can help you stand up to unfair criticism. So if you place it in the workplace, like on your desk, it will help deflect others' negative thoughts or criticisms. And it gives you an effective defense against those who are trying to manipulate you or who are being argumentative.
Oh.
If you put it on your nightstand with the intent of protection against nightmares and fears associated with the dark, it will help with those things. It is associated with strength, and it's considered, as I said, to be a grounding stone. Eliminates negative thinking, believed to sharpen the wits. I need my wits sharpened. Black onyx helps improve concentration and devotion, and that's why a lot of rosaries actually are made of black onyx. I did not know that, but I thought that was fascinating. Onyx is a strength-giving stone, so it helps you with your confidence levels. It's good for athletes or people who are under stress who need that confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've got on onyx.
Oh, that's fun. That's a lot of stuff I didn't know about onyx.
Yeah, me too.
Well, the next one that I did, I only have a little bit on it. I know. But I love this one. It's tiger's eye.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll probably do like more on tiger's eye because there's just so much to touch. So tiger's eye is a stone of stability and heightens personal power, integrity, and helps with self-confidence and inner strength.
I feel like I'm going to be wearing these chains of crystals all over my body. I'm barely going to be able to walk down the street because I've got so many crystals all over me for all these things.
I know. That's how you guys can spot River.
Who's that weirdo covered in stones? Oh, that must be River King.
Yeah. What was funny was when I was researching all of my stones, I researched them all independently, and I didn't see a connection to all of them, but all of the ones that I picked help with self-confidence and your inner self.
Okay.
So I guess I had a little theme going on today.
All right.
And here's the word again. It is a part of the chalcedony. Okay, ready? I don't know if you guys can hear this. Ready?
Chalcedony.
Okay. Chalcedony mineral family, and has a silky look and feel, and is very opaque in transparency. So tiger's eye is a metamorphic rock, and I love metamorphic anything.
Me too.
It comes in shades of like a dark brown, but has some reds in it. It's beautiful.
I usually think of it with the golds, the browns, and the blacks.
Yeah,
it
the
is
golds,
just gorgeous.
browns. Yeah. Yes. Tiger's eye is connected to the sacral chakra and comes with healing properties that benefit the physical and emotional well-being of someone it serves. And it helps enhance your inner strength, and it helps you to stop self-sabotaging yourself, which I find I do that a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you put on this cool outfit. Like I even did it today. I started my first day of classes today.
Oh, is that today? I'm sorry. I didn't remember that.
No, it's fine. And I only had one class this morning.
Okay.
And I have been wearing my cute little tank tops all summer, you know, around my family and everything. But as soon as I go to class, I'm like, ooh, I can't wear that. But I put it on and I liked how it looked. I loved the color it was in. I liked my outfit. But I self-sabotaged myself. I was like, no, I can't wear this. So I put on a t-shirt instead. So I feel like everybody needs a little bit of a reminder of self-love, and Tiger's Eye is definitely one that can do that. So it helps you love yourself and shed light on what you are. And it helps all like in bringing the beauty and self-confidence to to your surface. Nice. And there are many ways that this stone heals, both physical as well as spiritually. So the emotional, as well as emotional healing properties of Tiger's Eye is washing away negative energy, digging deep into your chakra, letting yourself be confident, becoming better and a heightened version of yourself. It takes away, again, that block that you have, like that confidence block, and it removes it, and it helps you be the better you. I love that. I do too. I need more. I already have Tiger's Eye, but I need more. Yeah, I want more now too. So the physical healing properties of Tiger's Eye is that it can make you have a higher energy, have a speedier metabolism, feel like your body is falling into alignment, bringing like your personal body, like your physical body, to its best level. And it's best for those who suffer from seasonal depression. And I know I suffer from seasonal depression. Yeah, you do. And the stone holds heat from the sun, which I thought this was so cool, which will help alleviate those dark days during like bad seasons. And with fall and like, I was going to say December, with fall and winter coming up, we are going to go through another seasonal depression. And so maybe holding on to some Tiger's Eye will help you with that. I love that because I go outside every day in the summer at some point to try to sit in the sun, and I just soak it in, even if it's for 5 minutes. And I live for that. It makes my mood so much happier. And so maybe I'll carry around some Tiger's Eye in the winter months to help, get my little piece of sun. Yeah, I might do that too. Like I didn't know that I had seasonal depression until about like 2 years ago. And I know that it's affected me more. And I feel like Tiger's Eye would probably help anybody with that. That's great. And, okay. And then the last part that I have is the spiritual healing properties. So the spiritual healing properties of this stone is for those who have like problems with comfort, problems with their chakra being unbalanced. It helps heal your chakra. It helps you become in harmony with the earth again. These stones are incredible amplifiers, which means that they're for getting into your spiritual psychic abilities as well. These help enhance that. Do you have to wear them for that to happen? Do you just hold them and kind of meditate on it? Or is just having it next to you on the bedside table enough, do you think? I wonder. I didn't see anything about that, but I feel like either. I feel like wearing it or holding it, or maybe even like the energy that you can draw from it sitting next to you might be able to do that. I'll have to experiment and see. So that's all that I have on Tiger's Eye, but there is so much more to Tiger's Eye than just that. Yeah. So my next one is the ruby. Ooh, I'm so excited. I know. I love rubies. So
many cultures have long considered the ruby the stone of kings. So not surprisingly, it is a symbol of association with power and wealth.
Okay.
The ruby is a lustrous, deep red stone that has accrued special and symbolic meaning throughout time. Through the ages, it has represented nobility, purity, and passion. From ancient times through modern day, rubies have been valued by cultures all around the world. It is a pretty hard stone. It is a 9 on the Mohs scale.
Wow.
It is resistant to the effects of heat, light, and common chemicals. It is one of the traditional cardinal gems together with amethyst, sapphire, emerald, and diamond.
Mm-hmm.
The word ruby comes from ruber, or it's actually rubere.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Latin word for red. The color of the ruby is due to the element chromium.
Ooh.
Did you know?
Okay.
I have another. Did
tell
you know?
Tell me.
The world's most valuable ruby sold at auction is the sunrise ruby. And its name was derived from a poem of the same name, Sunrise Ruby, written by the 13th century Sufi poet Rumi, which you probably have seen quotes of by Rumi all over the internet. It's a very,
probably.
He had some sage words out there. It is 25.59 carats. So that's a big ruby.
Wow.
It sold for $30.42 million on May 12th, 2015 at Sotheby's auction in Geneva, Switzerland to an anonymous buyer. So no one knows who has it.
Oh my gosh.
It is a deep, pure red with a hint of bluish purple, and which is the most sought after shade. I'll get to that in a minute. Mm-hmm. Inside of the ruby is what appears to be a star. It's a 6-ray star in perfect symmetry. And the center of the star moves whenever you move the stone.
Oh my gosh.
Fascinating.
That is so cool. You could write stories on that. Like, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm. It is a favorite gem among those in power, those in love, and inspires more emotion than any other stone. So the history, it was described as a drop of the heart's blood of Mother Earth in the Orient, which, I mean, yeah, it's like little droplets of blood. The people from India called the ruby Ratnanyaka, which is the Lord of the gemstones. The Hindus called the ruby the king of precious stones and the leader of gems. And they used to divide rubies into castes, just like social classes. So you had an upper class, middle class, and lower class rubies in terms of their flawlessness and beauty. Mm-hmm. So like today's country clubs, where you've got your upper class clientele, no inferior ruby was allowed in contact with a superior one because it was believed that the inferior one would contaminate the better one and diminish its magical powers.
Wow.
So in India, those who donated rubies to honor Krishna were assured being reborn as an emperor in a future life.
Oh, wow.
The Hindus considered light color rubies to be appropriate for women and darker rubies to be appropriate for men. Mm-hmm. In China, Mandarin's rank was indicated by the color of the stone of his ruby ring. So the deeper the red, the higher up you were in class. A red jewel meant that he was a key figure among the great. In the 1880s, French jewelers called the ruby the gem of gems or the dearly loved stone. Mm-hmm. So another did you know? Okay. Some ancient cultures believed that rubies, as well as other gemstones, grew on trees, just like fruit. So the rubies would begin budding as small white gems, and as they would ripen, they would turn red in the light of the sun. And so once it was saturated with red color, it was ready to be plucked. I want one of those in my backyard.
Yeah, I need one of those trees.
One of those trees.
Forget a money tree. I need one of those trees.
Right. Ruby is deemed to be the most precious of gemstones by the Bible and in ancient Sanskrit writings. Upon every discovery of each ruby crystal, in India, the emperor would give a special royal welcome to this gemstone. Every time they found one, I guess they'd have a party. It's a ruby party. They have been particularly prized in Asian countries. Records suggest that rubies were traded along China's North Silk Road as early as 200 BC. Chinese noblemen adorned their armor with rubies because they believed the gem would grant protection. They also buried rubies around building foundations to secure good fortune. Mm-hmm. In Burma, which that used to be the place where rubies, the most significant source of rubies, at least in 600 AD, warriors believed that rubies made them invincible. Ooh. They even had them implanted in their skin to grant protection in battle.
Oh,
I know.
Ooh,
I know. No, thank you.
Yeah, no.
No. The Burmese rubies are still some of the most prized of all rubies. After those Burmese mines were depleted, the Mongsu region of Myanmar began producing them in the 1990s. These lacked that rich red hue of the traditional Burmese rubies. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so they were treated to heat to improve the saturation and transparency of the rubies. And now that's a common practice. You heat treat the rubies to improve their color.
Oh.
Rubies were once considered more valuable than diamonds.
Really? Yeah. And even let's get it. I'm not going to get into it. I was going to say, let's get into it, but I'm not going to get into it. Diamonds aren't even that valuable. It's just how they hold the stock of the diamonds.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've ranted to me about that before.
Yes.
In the Middle Ages, rubies were viewed as a stone of prophecy. And it was also thought that a ruby would darken when danger was near, kind of like Bilbo's sword, you know, how it lit up whenever orcs and goblins were near. Mm-hmm. Rubies supposedly got darker.
Oh.
And so you could tell that danger was coming.
Ooh, is that kind of like the stone in Harry Potter, like his red stone? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's in the first Harry Potter.
Yeah. That
one was more about immortality.
Yeah, but it turned dark at the end, and that's what it reminded me of when you said that.
Yeah. Ivan the Terrible of Russia stated that rubies were good for the heart, brain, and memory. A 13th century prescription to cure liver problems called for powdered ruby.
Oh,
that kind of hurts my soul that you crush up a beautiful ruby. What do you eat it then? I don't know.
Like snort it.
Ooh, snorted ruby.
I feel like that would hurt.
Ooh.
That would hurt.
In the 15th and 16th centuries, rubies were thought to counteract poison. And if you rubbed them on your skin, it was thought to restore youth and vitality. So the metaphysical properties and meanings, ruby is associated with the sun, and it was thought to preserve mental and physical health. You get energy and balance from the ruby. It stimulates the heart chakra. It encourages a passion for life, but never in a destructive way. It never promotes self-destruction. Mm-hmm. Emotionally, it's believed that rubies improve motivation and the setting of goals. A ruby is dynamic and brings about passion and enthusiasm. It attracts sexual activity. It can be, I seem to have a theme going too in mine. There's so much sex going on in all of mine. It can be used to protect against negative thoughts and emotions, natural disasters, and harmful people. It has a powerful, driven energy that can boost your own energy and spirit. If you wear this and carry this stone to promote, to get beyond fatigue and lethargy, to amplify energy, stimulate circulation, and to heighten awareness and sharpen your mind, which I love this. So now I can tell my husband that I need rubies. I have to have rubies because I'm so tired all the time.
Oh, yes. He's
even commented on how tired I am. So now I can just say, well, I know the cure. We just need to go buy some rubies.
I think he'll definitely get on that right away.
Yeah, he'll just jump right on that one.
Yeah.
The ruby is often used in dream work and sometimes in divination. It protects against nightmares. It aids in lucid dreaming and can sometimes be used to help communicate between guides and entities, I guess with deities and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
It can be used as an aphrodisiac. See, there's another reason to tell my husband we need, he would go for that one.
Oh,
He might not like the fact that I need rubies for, not being so tired. Oh, well, sometimes those go hand in hand, actually. But if I tell him it's a aphrodisiac, maybe that'll help me get some rubies. It will aid in initiating sensual pleasures, stimulate the heart and base chakras, increase desire, and increase sexual energy. I wonder what happens if you wear a ruby and an onyx together, because the onyx is supposed to take away your sexual drive and the ruby is supposed to increase. So what if you wear them at the same time? You explode?
No. I feel like they would balance each other out, so nothing would change in that category, but you would be affected by everything else that they offer.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that would be pretty cool.
Rubies have love boosting abilities. Although it is often used more for passion and lust, it can also be used for love, that faithful love, the commitment, the closeness. And because it stimulates the heart chakra, it allows people who feel closed off from love to become a little bit more open.
Aw.
And that's what I have on the ruby.
Oh, I like that. I didn't know anything about the ruby.
Yeah, I want more rubies.
So the next crystal or stone I have is obsidian.
Oh, another black one like your soul.
Yes.
Our souls match.
Sure.
Right, River.
Yeah, right. So obsidian is a stone of protection, particularly from spiritual forces. It'll help you understand and face your deepest fears. And it helps with, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah.
It helps with bacterial and viral invasions as well.
Sometimes you don't want to face your deepest fears.
Yeah, but I feel like for personal growth, you should probably.
Yeah, you probably should.
You don't want to,
but I don't know that people would seek it out. But yeah, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it helps with bacterial and viral invasions, which I thought was very interesting because I got that from the book that I use, and it will be linked. And the book was written, I think, before everything happened with the pandemic. So I think that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then obsidian is an igneous rock. Again, one of my favorites.
Yes.
That occurs from rapid cooling of lava from volcanoes. So obsidian is extremely rich in silica. I think I read it was about 65 to 85% and is low in water. So there's barely any water. So that's what makes it obsidian. And it has a glassy luster and is slightly harder than a glass window, which is cool.
Well,
and so,
the Native Americans that lived out farther west United States, where there are more volcanoes, they would use the obsidian to make arrowheads and things to hunt with, which is really cool. I love obsidian arrowheads.
Oh, I do too. I love them so much. So my fun fact was that obsidian was used by Native Americans and many other primitive peoples as weapons, tools, ornaments. And what?
I was just going to say, I bet they would make gorgeous ornaments. I would love to see what they did to make ornaments.
I know. Absolutely beautiful. And by the Aztec and ancient Greek civilizations, they were used for mirrors.
Really?
Yes. And somewhere I read, I don't think I have it in my notes, but somewhere I read they're also used for crystal balls.
Really? Oh, that's so cool.
It is. It's very cool. I love obsidian.
I love that. Neat.
So, yeah, obsidian is said to hold the energies and produce the energies of like truth. If that makes sense, like protection, grounding, and self-reflection. It is one of the most powerful dark stones because it has the elements of fire, water, and earth.
That's true. It does.
It is often used for mirrors, spheres, like not golden. Wow. Crystal balls. Golden. Where did I get golden from?
It's a good little blessed bee drink.
Yeah.
Maybe our listeners will like that.
Golden. and obsidian blades or scrying.
Interesting.
There.
Oh, I would love to have a pendulum made out
Yes.
of obsidian.
I know.
Neat. Okay.
It has it. And it also has a deep connection with healing.
Okay.
And psychics and everything. So I thought that was really cool. I'm still caught up on the mirrors part.
That is amazing.
It can keep you grounded during any time. So any time where you're successful, hard times, anything, it can keep you grounded, and it'll help reveal your inner truths and your path in the path that you're supposed to be on. So you can use obsidian to meditate. Again, it'll help ground you in your meditation. It is a calming feature that helps you. I also think that I didn't research any of this, and I have, like, this is my question. Will it help you be grounded if you try to, what's the sleep state? What is that called?
The REM state, where you're dreaming, or
not levitating. What's the word? Lucid dreaming. That's it.
Lucid dreaming. Gotcha.
So my question is, would it help ground you and keep you grounded and not get lost? Because I hear a lot of people get lost in stories that I hear, and it's really hard to get back. And so would obsidian be a stone that could help ground you?
I bet it would be.
I feel like it would be.
I think any of the stones that are good for grounding would be good to hold you in place.
Yeah, that's what I think. So the emotional healing uses of obsidian is truth enhancing. The stone forces secrets to come out, basically makes you face your deepest fears, like I was talking about, and allows your mind to stay open, and you battle those fears, you battle those secrets. And it also allows encouragement and self-reflection and personal growth out of that.
I like that. I think a lot of us need that.
I know I do.
I do too.
I know I
Me
do.
too.
And in the physical properties of obsidian, it is detoxifying. It is a detoxifying element, and it helps promote digestion and relieve joint pain and cramps.
Neat.
In practical uses of obsidian is you can place a piece of obsidian on your desk if somebody is harassing you at work or school or bullying. You can place it under your pillow to draw out stress. You can carry it with you to a meeting if you're stressed, and that can kind of de-stressify you before your meeting or before something big. You have a presentation, something. You can have obsidian, hold it in your hand, put it in your pocket. It'll help draw that stress out. So maybe it'll help you a little bit.
I like that.
And then, so there are color variations when it comes to obsidian. So the first one is black. Like everybody knows black, like
right. The black. Shiny.
And the black is a powerful, creative, and protective stone that brings you closer to your true self. But there's also a blue that assists with divination and telepathy and treats mental health conditions.
I didn't even know there were other colors. I had no idea. I've only known about black obsidian.
Yeah. There's green. And that one opens the heart and throat chakras.
Okay.
There's mahogany, which has similar properties to the black obsidian, but is more gentle.
Okay.
If that makes sense. There's rainbow.
Yeah. You just have to face your almost worst fears.
Almost. Gentle.
Softly.
Soft. There's rainbow that has strong protective qualities and reveals your spiritual nature.
I want a rainbow obsidian.
There's red black that promotes vitality and I can't pronounce this word very well. Virility. I can't do the. It's like a
veracity.
Virility. I can't do the double Li thing.
Okay. I don't know.
Yes. And there's also silver that enhances meditation practices.
Wow. I had no idea. I'm going to have to go online and do some searching.
You're definitely going to have to look it up because they are absolutely gorgeous.
Better yet, you and I have to go shopping at crystal shops.
Yeah, we'll go shopping.
Yes, I like that idea.
But that is all that I have on obsidian.
Neat. I love all of the ones we talked about today.
I know. I was really excited to talk about mine.
Yeah, I just want to go buy them all now.
Yeah, buy all of them, especially that ruby.
Yeah, I want a ruby tree. Forget the ruby. Just give me the tree and I'll just grow my own. It'll be all right. So I think that's all I've got too.
Yeah, that's all I've got. So you guys know where to find us at C3 Witchy Podcast on any social media platform, which is Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. What's the one I'm missing? Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Yeah.
And then you can also find us at www.c3witchypodcast.com. There you will find the links to our social medias, as well as our link to our Patreon and our merch, and all the links to listen to the episodes are there. And
we do for our patrons. We've got some free stuff just for our patrons. The latest thing was a to-do list that Dragon Craft Creations donated to us. Since we use them for our merch, they were kind enough to donate that. So that's there. If you become a patron, we could really use your help. So please do go click on our little button to go to our Patreon and sign up and support us. That would be awesome.
Yes.
And we will, we'll be back.
We'll be back. Yes.
Yes.
We'll be back.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.